History, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived, but if faced with courage, need not be lived again. Maya Angelou. Welcome to this creative journey. Today we venture into the complex and tragic story of George Armstrong Custer and the Battle of the Little Bighorn, a tale of ambition, cultural conflict, and the high cost of hubris. Born on December 5, 1839, in New Rumley, Ohio, George Armstrong Custer was a young man driven by ambition and a thirst for glory. As a boy, he was known for his mischievous nature and boundless energy, traits that would follow him throughout his life. Custer's journey to infamy began at West Point, where he graduated last in his class of 1861, just as the Civil War erupted. Despite his poor academic performance, Custer's bravery and tactical skills on the battlefield quickly earned him promotions and recognition. By the war's end, at just 25 years old, he had risen to the rank of Major General. His success in the war, however, proved to be a double-edged sword, feeding an overconfidence that would ultimately lead to his downfall. After the Civil War, Custer turned his attention to the American West, where tensions between settlers and Native American tribes were escalating. It was here, on the plains of Montana, that Custer would meet his fate at the Battle of the Little Bighorn. On June 25, 1876, Custer led the 7th Cavalry against a coalition of Native American tribes, including the Lakota, Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho. The Native forces were led by several war chiefs, including the visionary Lakota leader, Sitting Bull, and the brilliant military tactician, Crazy Horse. Sitting Bull had united the tribes through his powerful spiritual leadership and his unwavering commitment to preserving their way of life. Crazy Horse, renowned for his bravery and strategic mind, would prove to be a formidable opponent on the battlefield. Custer, underestimating the size and resolve of the Native American force, divided his men and attacked without waiting for reinforcements. It was a fatal error. The 7th Cavalry was overwhelmed by a force that outnumbered them by more than 3 to 1. Adding to the cavalry's disadvantage was their weaponry. Custer's men were armed with single-shot Springfield Model 1873 carbines, while many of the Native American warriors carried repeating rifles, such as the Winchester Model 1866. This disparity in firepower proved crucial in the intense close-quarters combat that followed. In what became known as Custer's Last Stand, the general and all the men under his immediate command were killed. The battle lasted less than an hour, but its echoes have reverberated through history for nearly 150 years. Interestingly, there was one survivor from Custer's immediate command, Curley, a Crow scout who had been serving with the 7th Cavalry. Curley managed to escape the battle and later provided valuable eyewitness testimony about the events of that fateful day. The Battle of the Little Bighorn was more than just a military engagement. It was a clash of cultures, a tragic culmination of years of broken treaties and mutual misunderstanding. For the Native American tribes, it was a desperate fight for their way of life. For Custer and the U.S. government, it was part of a larger campaign to force Native Americans onto reservations. This conflict was set against a backdrop of decades of broken promises by the U.S. government to Native American peoples. Treaties were routinely violated, sacred lands were seized, and agreements were disregarded, eroding trust and fueling resentment among the tribes. The Battle of the Little Bighorn can be seen as a violent eruption of those long simmering tensions. In the aftermath of the Little Bighorn, public opinion turned against Native Americans. The U.S. government intensified its efforts to subjugate the tribes, leading to further conflicts and the eventual confinement of most Native Americans to reservations. This period marked a devastating loss of land, culture, and lives for Native American peoples, a legacy that continues to impact communities today. The battle's impact extended beyond the battlefield. Custer's wife, Elizabeth Bacon Custer, dedicated much of her life after his death to shaping and defending her husband's legacy. Through her writings and public appearances, she played a significant role in creating the romanticized image of Custer that persisted for many years. Today, the Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument stands as a solemn reminder of this complex and painful chapter in American history. It honors not only the U.S. soldiers who fell, but also the Native American warriors who fought to preserve their freedom and culture. In modern historical context, Custer's actions are often viewed as emblematic of the U.S. government's misguided and often brutal policies towards Native Americans. His legacy remains controversial, serving as a reminder of the importance of cultural understanding and the dangers of unchecked ambition. As we reflect on the story of Custer and the Little Bighorn, we're reminded of the words of Sitting Bull, the Lakota chief. Let us put our minds together and see what life we can make for our children. These words challenge us to learn from the past, to seek understanding across cultural divides, and to work towards a future of mutual respect and cooperation. They resonate strongly with the themes of our journey today: the need for empathy, the importance of respecting diverse cultures, and the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. The journey from Custer's time to our own has been long, but in many ways, we're still grappling with the same fundamental issues of cultural understanding, respect for diversity, and the responsible use of power. Thank you for joining me on this important story. May the lessons of the Little Bighorn inspire us to face our shared history with courage and to build a more just and inclusive future. Until next time, remember that true progress comes not from conflict, but from compassion, understanding, and a commitment to honoring the dignity of all peoples.